Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are a new viewer, my name is Mia and I am the maker behind KnitandGrace. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for stopping by again and spending some time with me. So as you can tell from the title of this video, this is going to be my Rhinebeck recap. And I'm really excited to bring this video to you. I actually have already done a rough edit of the vlog portion of this video, so I'm really excited about that. And now I'm just sitting down to chat with you all through Rhinebeck, what I did, what I got, sort of the whole setup of the weekend, and then also what I purchased, because I know that's what you all want to know. So I will start off by saying that I am wearing my Rhinebeck outfit, which you will see featured a little bit throughout this video. I didn't take any proper pictures, believe it or not, so maybe at some point in the next couple of weeks I will take some proper pictures of my wearing the Rhinebeck outfit, but I will insert a picture of Mimi, my dress form, wearing the outfit, in case you haven't seen my last video where I go into detail about how I made the outfit. So I am wearing the Vertices Unite by Stephen West, and I knit mine in Pearl Soho, and I will link to my Ravelry page below so you can see all the details on the colors and everything that I did. And then underneath that, I'm wearing my wool frick dress, which is designed by Jacqueline and Cslack. Originally, it was part of the Embody book that she published through Pom Pom Press, and she has since released it as a single pattern, so you are able to purchase it through her PayHip shop as a single pattern as well, if you're not interested in purchasing the whole book. I'll link both sources below. Also, I'll address the fact that I now have Invisalign again. So if you'd watched my last few videos, you may have noticed I didn't have any Invisalign in. That's just because it was like a 4-week period between my main aligners and my refinement aligners, probably way more than you want to know, but I apologize as I'm getting used to it again if I have a little bit of a lisp, so that is why. And yeah, so I am filming this intro after the fact, after Rhinebeck. It is Saturday the 22nd, so the Saturday after Rhinebeck. And also filming this after I have actually done a rough edit of the vlog. So I wanted to hop on here, sort of introduce the vlog, let you know what to expect, and then after the vlog I'll pop back on and I'll walk you all through the weekend and also my acquisition. So I'll leave timestamps to everything below so that you can skip any part that you're not interested in. One thing to note as we get into the vlog content is I was trying out a new vlog stick, and I accidentally had my stabilization settings on my camera up too high. So in the initial clip that you're going to see of me just now coming up after this one, I am a little blurry. I apologize for that. The camera wasn't focusing properly. And then some of the video I actually just didn't even include because, again, the stabilization was up too high, so that means that the video looks very sort of rough because it's trying to over stabilize. So some of the clips that you see might seem a little bit shakier than normal, and that's because of the over stabilization, and I apologize. But I think the clips that I've kept in aren't super bad, and a lot of them are me just sitting, so the stabilization doesn't even come into play. So I do apologize just for some of the wonky quality on the vlog. I was trying to account for using the vlogger stick thing and then over stabilizing. I'm still learning my camera, so yeah, without further ado, I will let you get into the content of my Rhinebeck 2022 trip. Okay, so it's about 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, and I wanted to give you a quick tour of the house before the ladies get here. They're about to leave soon, I think, just based on their plans, and Rob is still sleeping, so I think this is the perfect time. And I also wanted to shoot a quick, like, what's in my knitting project bag segment to this video. So let me turn you around and show you how I'm dressed this morning. I got up around 7, so I did sleep in for what is for me, and then my husband is still sleeping. He's a late sleeper, but he also stayed up to make sure that the fire went out last night. So responsible folks. So I'll turn you around and show you sort of, this is how I tend to be, like, how I tend to dress even in my own home when I'm sort of fresh out of bed and it's a little chilly. So I wanted to show you that. Okay, so this is what I'm wearing. As you can see, just like my flannel PJ bottoms, some socks, and my car bath, which kind of reminds me of sort of Casey's bougie sweatshirt, maybe potential knit along that she's gonna have. I really wear this like a sweatshirt, just like every day, all over. Just pop it on top of something. I'd rolled up this one sleeve when I was doing dishes, and I didn't roll it back down. This one is rolled down, so this is real life. But I'll pop you around, and I will show you the little cabin that we've rented for the weekend. So this is the entryway here, and this home was put together by a lady who was an artist. I think she passed, and her husband still has it as an Airbnb. So when you come in, this is the sitting room, and it's really cool. There's a lot of really nice art here, and all of the furniture pieces are very unique. And she was a home decorator, or worked for like a home fabric decor company or something, so everything that she picked up was during her travels. But the best part is there is a wood burning fireplace here. So I will back up so you guys can see that. Over there you can see my firefly tote, which is chocked to the brim with knitting projects. And then since I woke up, I was just sitting here on the couch watching some podcasts, and then that's my tripod from last night's filming. But this is the dining room over here, and these are the bags that I made for the ladies. So this is a Kato bag, which is like my go-to drawstring pattern, and I just made this windmill, and it's I have batting on the front, so fusible batting, and then the back is this beautiful fall fabric. And then these are 2 firefly totes, the large size, and so just different contrast fabrics there. And those will be for the ladies when they get here. And so this is one of the bedrooms. It's still a little dark. We're a completely wooded area, so it's a little dark in here, but this is one of the bedrooms. It just has a bed, and then if I turn you all around, it has this nice vanity style dresser in here, and a nice chair that someone can sit and drink their coffee and do their knitting in the morning. And this is sort of the second bedroom. These are kind of appointed together with a joint bathroom, and so we have another nice dresser, and this one is slightly smaller than the last one, but all super beautiful. I'm not going to show you guys the bathrooms because, you know, they're bathrooms, but this is the kitchen. We have some of our food that we've brought up. I actually stopped by the Zabar's bread counter at Grand Central Market. I work across the street from Grand Central Station, and picked up a nice fresh loaf of sour bread this week. And it's a really nice stocked kitchen. I brought my own Instant Pot, making soup for dinner, and it has a fully equipped pantry, but you know, it's a kitchen. And then I'm going to take you into the last of the bedrooms, which this one is pretty interesting. So this one is super large and it's set up like a suite. And so it has this king size bed here. It has a whole little sitting area over here. And then it has another king size bed with its adjoining bathroom over there. But what I wanted to show you is each of the bedrooms has a little patio area right outside of it, so that you can, so this is the little patio area, so you can head on outside. And these are the woods that are surrounding the house. So I wanted to sit down and show you all everything that I brought for this weekend for knitting. So we are heading up to Rhinebeck tomorrow, or over to Rhinebeck. We're just west of Rhinebeck. So we'll head over tomorrow, and today is Saturday, so we're gonna spend the day exploring Woodstock, which is a really artsy town. And then we're planning a little wine and cheese hour and have dinner and just relax in front of a fire. So the first thing that I actually had in this firefly tote, which is where I stuck everything, so all of this fit in there, is my Hohi & Co. BA bag, and I have my Sveaborg test that I have going for Sari Nordland in there. And let me fold up the brim. So I'm just about done with it. I actually just need to, actually I'm done. I just need to close the top there. And so what I'm going to do is, I stopped here just because I want to film a quick clip for my podcast episode of me closing up the top here, and then I'm going to block it today. And I'm hoping that I can find a faux fur pom at the fairgrounds tomorrow to put on top of this. So you can do either a yarn pom, or I personally like faux fur ones, and like the nice snap-on ones, so you can just, you know, slap them off when you have to wash the hat. So this turned out really beautiful, and I'll go into more detail on this in my podcast episode, which will be in a couple weeks, or probably 1 week. I don't know that I'm going to be able to edit this to go up next weekend like I originally planned, so it'll probably go up on the 30th. But the first thing that I'm going to take out of my bag is another Kato bag. You guys have seen this one many, many times. And so this one is holding my knit of the Wildwood Shawl by Melody Hoffman of Bee Mandarins. And of course this isn't going to be like a super good view because it's been scrunched up in there. But again, this is one that I think I previewed in my last podcast episode. I had started this. So I brought this one up, and maybe I'll have it finished for my next podcast episode. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll show you that in closer detail there when I can show you a little bit more and it's not all crinkled up. But I also brought, just in case I ran out of yarn, I didn't know how much knitting I would be doing, I did bring another plate of the Nutidin in Yarnvelia in case I need to ball up any more Nutidin. Then I have my iPad in here. Then I have my set of Knitter's Pride interchangeables, which I showed you all I bought a while back. And so I brought these because I knew I was going to need to finish up the hat, and so I needed the longer cord because I was actually knitting the hat on a set of Chaigu fixed 16-inch circulars that I have, so I needed to bring something for the magic looping of the top. So that's that. Then the last thing I have in here, in the inside of the bag, is this basket that is currently holding my very crumpled up Saglin pullover test or pre-knit. And so you guys have seen this. This is the turtleneck. I've since finished one of the sleeves. And so I'm actually, once I finish the hat today, I'm going to move on to this one so I can finish the second sleeve. So I'm hoping that I can finish the second sleeve today, and then I'll move on to knitting on my wildwood shawl. So that's that was the plan for this weekend with regard to the projects that I brought up. So I wanted to be able to finally finish the 2 sleeves on this one. Since I don't know when Albina is going to be releasing this one, I want to at least have the 2 sleeves done, and then I can work my way through the body, which will be just mindless stockinette for as long as I can keep going. And then the cool thing about this bag is that it has all of these pockets in the front. So here in this pocket is where I have my pattern for the wildwood shawl, and then I also had my pattern for, or the chart rather, not the full pattern, for the Sveaborg hat. And then in the front here, I had bought, I just ordered a bunch of the Knitter's Pride interchangeables. So the Mindful collection, which I got, is the shorter cords collection. So it has 16, 19, and 24-inch cords in both fixed and swivel. So it has 6 cords. And so I'd had a few longer cords before, and then I found myself knitting a lot more with these because I really like how pointy they are. So because I found that I'm knitting a lot more with these particular needles, I wanted to buy some more of the longer cords. And so I just ordered, on Amazon, a set of the full range of the long cords, or just a full set of the cords. So it came with a 16-inch, 24-inch, this is a 20-inch, and then the 32, which is what I'm using right here for this guy, and then the 40-inch cord, which I'm using for the first cardigan test. So a 40-inch cord on there, and then I do have my own 47-inch cord that I had before, which is currently being used for my half and half triangles wrap, which is in hibernation for right now. So quite a lot of stuff that can fit in this bag, and so I always bring this bag when I'm traveling because I can stick multiple projects in there. And especially, when you don't know what mood you're gonna be in for knitting and you want to maybe finish off some projects, it's a really nice bag for that. So I'll leave you here. I'll probably put in some clips of the property, and I don't want this video to be super chatty, although I've been chatting for about, I'll probably edit this down, but it looks like 9 minutes so far. And yeah, I will show you, I guess, I don't know what's gonna come next, but I hope you enjoyed seeing what is in my bag right now. So I hope you enjoyed all of that content. I really had a really amazing time the entire Rhinebeck weekend. I had a nice time sort of vlogging it. I don't have tons of content because I am like the kind of person that, even though this is not my first Rhinebeck trip by any means, I get overwhelmed by the number of people. So between the number of people, the making sure I'm getting what I want, and then I was there with friends who had been there for the first time this year, and wanting to show them around and give them a good experience. I didn't film as much as I wanted to, and then some of the content, like I mentioned, I did lose, although most of the content that I chose not to put in were around like me showing you guys around the woods, around the house that we stayed on, more so than the content in the fairground. Once we were in the fairground, I kind of took very little content, unfortunately. But that just means that I had a really great time. So yeah, so I went up, we stayed in Woodstock. We decided to make a weekend of it, my husband and I. It was originally supposed to be 3 couples, so my friend Marjorie and her husband, my friend Magali and her husband, and the husbands ended up, for one reason or another, not being able to go last minute. So then our friend Marjorie actually brought her friend Donna, and so it was just 4 girls, and Rob was the token guy for the weekend. We had a lot of fun. Rob really loved it. He chauffeured us around. He was a designated driver when we went out to Woodstock, so we were able to get drinks with lunch. And then he was the designated bag carrier of Rhinebeck. So, you know, he had a lot of fun doing that and a lot of fun taking pictures. Marjorie is a professional photographer, so she gave him some tips, and he actually took some of the pictures and some of the footage that you will have just seen. So Rob and I went up on Friday night, and we stayed in like the most lovely Airbnb. The story behind it was just really great, and like the lady whose home it was, she had been in, she'd worked as for like a home textile company, so she traveled the world, and the home was really filled with lots of artifacts and things that she sort of found in her travels. So it was a home that was truly lived in. So it was just like the most amazing place. We started a fire, and we really just relaxed when we got up there. It's about a 2-hour drive from where we are in New Jersey to Woodstock. And then the next morning we got up, Rob got to sleep in a little bit. We sort of figured out what we were going to do with the girls with regard to what time they were going to head up and what time they were going to get there. We did some grocery shopping. We just hung around a little bit. And then I think the ladies got there around 1-ish, and we immediately left for lunch, and we had an amazing lunch in Woodstock. We did some walking around. We did some shopping. And then we headed back to the Airbnb and really just hunkered down for the night. We just really wanted to have a night to relax. A lot of us have very hectic jobs, very hectic lives, so we really just wanted to relax before heading to Rhinebeck. So we made up a cheese board. We made up, I made dinner, which was a curried apple butternut squash soup that I love, and the recipe went over really well. And yeah, we just sat and knit and just sat by the fire and had a conversation, had some wine, had some laughs, you know, which was a really great time. And then the next morning we got up, we made breakfast. Magali made us breakfast, and Marjorie as well. And we hung out for a little bit, sort of figure out what our plan was going to be in terms of our plan of attack. We wanted to go in with a somewhat idea of what we were looking for. And then we headed out pretty early, like around 10:30-ish. We left the Airbnb to head over to Rhinebeck, which is only a half-hour drive. And then we were there from 11 all the way until the fair closed at 4. And it was just a really good time. It was, you know, just a really great weekend with friends, a really fun time at Rhinebeck. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see any of my friends. A lot of them ended up going on Saturday. So I didn't get to see a lot of my old friends, but it was fine because I was there with new friends and I was showing them around for the first time. So it was actually kind of nice to not be distracted with like old friends and like that kind of stuff. Not that they would be distracting, but you know, like kind of be able to show Marjorie and Donna around their first Rhinebeck experience. And then we hit a bunch of traffic coming home and we ended up getting home like around 7. So it was a really great weekend. We had so much fun. And it was one of those things where it was like very filling and fulfilling in one aspect, and then as an introvert it was definitely very draining. So it's, you know, the juxtaposition between like I really filled my cup with these wonderful relationships. I got to hang out with my friends who I hadn't seen in a long time. I got to see or meet Donna for the first time, and we actually ended up finding out that our husbands are really good friends. So now we have plans to like get together again in the future, in the near future. So it was just like a really great time of being together with like-minded women and just like being in each other's company and people that we really enjoy being in each other's company. But at the same time, as an introvert, it can be a little bit socially taxing to be around so many people. So when I came back, I definitely was a little burnt out from the weekend. And then straight back into life this week. So if you've noticed, if you've been following me on social media, you may have noticed I've been a little quiet this week, and that's why. But yeah, we had a really great weekend. I went in with a few things in mind. I did get a few things. I didn't blow my budget, so I did stick to my budget. However, I didn't get as much as I wanted to for my budget. So that's kind of how that went, which is perfectly fine. And then I was actually hoping to pick up some stuff for my yarn swap, which I unfortunately didn't really find anything that was calling to me that was like sort of unique enough for me to send. And I mean, ultimately I think the things that I went with maybe not be 100% unique enough, but I think that what I ended up purchasing for my yarn swap after the fact, I just ordered a few things at local yarn stores, will be nice for that. So really had an amazing time, and I guess I will get into the acquisitions. So if this is something that you're not interested in, you can probably skip to the end of the video. I might talk about the elephant in the room, which is 1,000 subscribers. Otherwise, if you're sticking around, let's get right into it. And this actually is not going to be a very big section, but because again, I didn't get as much as I thought I would for the amount of money that I budgeted for, but it is what it is. And I will show you what I got and what I'm intending to make with it. Although one of them I won't show you because it is something for my yarn swap, and I do plan on making a video on the yarn swap that will go live in December. So you will have to see that one at that point. So I have 2 bags. I took my Rhinebeck tote bag, which is designed by my friend Margot of 1010 Studio. She designed this a couple years ago. I forget, no, this one doesn't have the year on it. Maybe 2018 or 2019. And so I've had this bag ever since. And so I took this tote with me, and there are a few things in there. And then I have this bag, which will tell you where I got some yarn from, which is full of goodies as well. So I'll try not to crinkle too much, but I'll open up this bag first since I have it in front of me. And so this was this year's Rhinebeck pamphlet, which is pretty cool. I will just keep it there. So here I actually ended up getting this little zipper project bag or notions bag. which says best knitter in the wool wide world, and it has like a little pull tag that has just a little like wooden thing and a little not bobble, a palm with their yarn blend. And so this I actually just got to put in a care package that I'm going to send off. I just thought, I mean, it's kind of cute, and I just love the whole punniness of this, the whole wool wide world. So that is that. And then I'll show you the actual yarn. How many of these did I get? 2, 4, 6. So I'll pull up 2 because it's a lot of yarn. And so this yarn is Bare Naked Wools, and this is their Better Breakfast worsted, and it is made in the US. This is a worsted weight. It's 225 yards to 115 grams. It's 4 ounces. The gauge is 3 to 4 stitches on 6 to 10 needles, which are 4 to 6 millimeters, and they are, so as the name implies, these are not dyed. And so they make their colors based on the blending of the different wools, and this is like so soft and so springy. And so this color is called Milk and Honey, which I think is a perfect name. And so that's what it looks like. It's just a really kind of like, it's definitely an oatmeal color. It kind of has, it's definitely a warm undertone. So it's a warm oatmeal color, and I got 6 of these, and this is kind of where I kind of splurged a little, because I think they were $34 each or something like that. I don't know. It was like $200 and change dollars for this yarn, which is more than I would normally pay for a sweater's quantity of yarn, but I really fell in love with it. It was really soft, and I hadn't found anything else, and we were kind of nearing the end of the day, so I was like, well, I have the money, I'm going to splurge on it. And so the plan for this is to make the Aksa by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knits. And so I'm really excited. I think that that'll be a really beautiful, just the textured yoke, and then the plain stockinette body I think will really highlight this wool very nicely. So that was that purchase. And then my only other yarn purchase, other than the one mystery skein that I'm not going to show you, was, which I'll put to the side, I stopped at Primrose Primrose Yarn Co. again, and picked up some yarn there. And I got 2, 4, 5. So I got 5 skeins. And so I got their Rowan Sport, which I hadn't gotten last year. And that's actually a really good representation of the color. I'm usually not a red person, but this is like just like it's like fall to me. It's a very deep red. It's not quite like a burgundy like wine red. It is a red. And the name of the color is called Bonfire, and this is the Rowan Sport. So I think that they have the Sport and the DK in this. And so it is 3-ply sport weight. It's 325 yards to 100 grams. It's 60% superwash merino, 40% non-superwash merino. And it is locally mill spun in Pennsylvania. And so I picked 5 of these up. And I just blanked on the pattern name, so I'm gonna pull that up on my Ravelry. So I picked up 5 of these in, again, the Rowan Sport to make the Cinema Mum pullover by Teti Lusak. And yeah, I think she used Retrosaria for hers. So I'm really excited. I think that even though this is a little bit more red than I would normally go for, I still think it looks pretty good against my skin, although I'm looking very pale today. I don't have any makeup on. When I have some makeup on, I don't look this pale, and it's not as jarring to put red next to my face. And that's actually why I don't wear red. It's more so because I feel like I look with the red and the dark hair and the fair skin in the winter. I look a little like The Walking Dead, maybe. But I really love this color, and when I held it up to my face when I had makeup on, it actually didn't make me look so day glow. So that was my only other yarn purchase. So 2 major yarn purchases. One of them is just a skein that I bought that I was going to send off. And then I bought, let's see, I bought this cute, actually, as we were leaving, we were getting ready to leave, it's almost 4 o'clock, we'd gotten our apple cider donuts, and I guess we hadn't gone into the last stall on when we were walking through, and I hadn't noticed. And I don't know if I just didn't notice when I was reading through the vendors that they were there. I mean, I must have not noticed because they were obviously there, but threaded maple were there, and I was like, oh my god, I have to go see the needle binders in real life. And I will now be starting a donation fund so I can buy myself some needle binder and some pages, because I will definitely be investing in those in the future. But I did take a look at some of their stuff just to see it in real life, and it was really fun to do so. And I got 2 things. So one of the things I got was just this little card. Let's see, there we go. And this is going to, it says Woohoo Fall Knitting is here, and so I'm putting this in a package that I am sending to a dear friend. I'm sending her some yarn and a few other things, and so I'm gonna stick this in there. And that package should be going out next weekend after we come back from our trip this week. And then I've been eyeing one of these for a while, and then I saw that my friend Melanie, who I'm doing my yarn stuff with, she had one of these, and we were talking about it, and we were talking about how much she loves hers, and so I was like, okay, definitely have to get one in the future. I'll like budget for it, because it's like $75 US. And then when we were there, I was like seeing it in person. I'm like, well, now that I've seen it in person, I have to get one. And it is their tablet tray. And so this is what it looks like. And I'll insert a picture that I took this morning as I was balling up some yarn with it. Or I had it on the bed. And so it's really cool because this piece actually comes out and it's a coaster. And then you can put more of your notions in here, but essentially it has your iPad or your tablet fits in here, and it has like a pen holder and, you know, a few spots for your notions, and it's felt lined on the bottom, and it has their maple leaf logo there, and that fits in there, and it's completely handmade, and already I've used this thing since we got home that night. Actually, I've used it every single day, so I'm really happy for my purchase, especially since I have to pay shipping. So that's another thing, right? Because it's like you have to think about how much something costs, and then you have to think about how much it costs to ship to you. And so that was, I was really excited that I was able to pick that up. And so I guess my next thing will be to save up for the needle binders, and then maybe that'll be part of next year's Rhinebeck trip. Although if I feel like if I wanted a needle binder, I would definitely need to be there like on Saturday, like first thing in the morning, because I definitely, they sold out of a lot of stuff, and rightfully so. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, we had a really great time. I didn't buy too much, stuck to my budget, and that's about it. So I'll go ahead and wrap up this video here because I know that you will have already sat through the vlog if you did, which was pretty long. And then addressing the elephant of the room, which is 1,000 subscribers. So first and foremost, I want to thank you all for joining me here in this little corner of YouTube. I know that sometimes I'm not as consistent with posting content, so I really appreciate your words of encouragement when I do, and all of the likes and the views, and even some of the DMs. I know not all of you will actually comment on my video, and I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, with that, I will let you know that my next video, which will be my monthly podcast episode, which will go up as always the first Sunday of the month, so in 2 weeks from when you're seeing this video, I will be posting a little giveaway, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.